whites-only church sparked outrage in a small Minnesota town. And yes, this happened in 2021. Okay, so this is a strange word. In Murdock, Minnesota, the Ásatrú Folk Assembly, or AFA, made it clear that their Murdoch church is for white people only and not people of color. This inspired Victoria Guillemard, a certified student attorney at the 8th District Public Defender's Office, to create the Murdoch Area Alliance Against Hate, or MAAAH, to spread awareness of the negative effects that the AFA can have in Murdoch. On April 29th, the Kandiyohi County District Judge Stephanie ruled against the harassment charges presented by Jason Plourde, a priest of the Ásatrú Folk Assembly. The denied restraining order was targeted against Victoria. So basically, this one was protesting against them. They tried to silence her for it, and the judge denied their action to try to silence her. So yay for that. According to the Southern Poverty Law Center, or SPLC, the AFA is the largest neo-Volkisch hate group in the United States. Alan Turnage, a member and lawyer for the AFA, stated in an interview that the followers of AFA believe that as Northern Europeans, it is only their birthright. And it is not only their birthright, but their obligation to maintain, quote, the ancestral memory and worship of their gods and ancestors, end quote.
Wow. You know, this whole, I like to see the force that it is, you know, leftism, as much as it has done, you know, it has taken some things that don't deserve to be taken down. I do want it to eventually see if it could take down a lot of these institutions, because this is maybe somewhere that is deserving of it being like attacked by the force that it is. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, how is it that people are going after some people's comments that on Twitter or on that could, if you read it this way and interpret it this way, maybe it will come off as racist, maybe, I don't know, but let's just like remove all their livelihood just in case. Like, why do we go after stuff like this when these things exist? Go after this. Like, this,
right?
This
Thank you, Armin. Priorities, people.
Look at this. Go put all the destructive energy that you have directed at stuff. Like, we have plenty of stuff like this to go around for you guys to take down, right? I don't know. Like, I hope this doesn't get ignored. I hope like they have, you know, if you guys want to cancel something, cancel these people. Rivka, you have your hands up.
I just want people to know what Volkisch movement is. It was a German ethno-nationalist movement, and it went from basically the late 19th century all the way through to the World War II era. And it was very much erected on sort of the blood and soil concept, meaning that...
I don't think we can say that on YouTube, but okay. Like, okay, but let's...
It's a metaphor for the body of...
It is.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm just pretending like I'm just going to go on.
Okay,
the one body metaphor, meaning the body of the people, the ethnic body of the people. And it very much is, racialism, populism, and this romantic nationalism. And you can hear that in what the guy is saying. You know, we're Nordic people and we have this right to our history. So there's this whole romantic nationalism about it. And then, of course, the anti-Semitism that also, characterized a lot of that group. But a lot of this was in reaction to the changes, the sociocultural changes of modernity that people were reacting to. And so I think it's actually important to talk about that, because that is something you're seeing with a lot of these other ethno-nationalist movements and a lot of these, sort of religious-esque anti-modernity movements. Is there this reaction to the sociocultural changes that happen with modernity? So the world is changing, And a lot of these people don't know how to deal with it. So they have this romantic idea that it used to be better when, some people couldn't sit at the same lunch counter, or we didn't let those kind in our town, and that we have to be all by ourselves. So it's actually kind of interesting to think about that, because that idea permeates a lot of extremist movements, that they're modern, but they're not modernists, because they live in the now, but they want to pull the future back to the past.
Mm-hmm.
Go on.
I just want to point out, Kenji is saying, every time a lawyer is mentioned in a positive light, Rivka perks up.
I have a question. What
mhm.
What is the religion specifically?
Well, it's neo-Volkism, so it's like a worship of Northern European or kind of Norse pre-Christian Viking culture.
Okay, so it's a church, and it has nothing to do with Christianity. Like, there's no cross.
No, I think we're just calling it a church because I don't know what you call what people who.
Isn't it supposed to be like
the structure where the people worship Viking things? I don't know what you call that structure.
Okay.
Coven, I don't know. But the thing is, it's almost made up, because the Volkisch thing is more of a sociological and a people movement, when this has a religiosity component to it. So like a lot of these neo-pagan movements, they just cherry picked stuff that fit their mindset and put it together and said, oh, this is a religion.
Isn't this illegal in the United States to be like, this is like a white only institution? Like, isn't that illegal, Suze?
Well, that's what's so strange about this, is like, does this fall under religious freedom? Like, I don't understand.
I don't no like in the United States, I think isn't it in the Constitution right now? I don't know, like, if you can't have like we don't serve, like.
Wait, here's something interesting. So this okay, so the mayor of this town, by the way, this is in a town of 280 people. Okay, this is a very small community in Minnesota. So in the city of Murdoch, or the town of Murdoch, Murdoch Mayor Craig Kavanaugh stated in an interview, we were told that there was a 99% chance that we would lose in court. It doesn't feel, so they were talking about trying to put forward a motion that would like stop this from happening. And it doesn't feel like it would be the best decision to me, and we were advised against it, denying it by multiple sources. Kavanaugh also stated, whoever they are protected by the Constitution, free speech, and freedom of religion. So that's by the mayor of that town.
Okay, but the mayor is not a legal expert. Isn't it illegal? Like, this is not protected by free speech. If I have an ice cream stand and I say like, oh, this is for white people only, that's illegal everywhere in the United States. Everywhere in the United States, that's illegal. So I don't think religious privilege or blah 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 protects you from saying like, we don't serve. Rivka, you muted yourself. Rivka, you're muted.
Sorry, I think that some of the religious freedom proponents would say otherwise, because a lot of laws are also passed in the United States based on religiosity, that you can discriminate against homosexual people in your church adoptions, that you can refuse to perform weddings, or so things like that. And so it's this fine line that's walked, that is just it's amorphous. It constantly shifts back and forth, because the Establishment Clause says that you have equal protection under the law, or sorry, not the Equal Protection Clause, rather. Establishment's about non-religiosity, but at the same time, we're seeing lots of laws all over the country that use religion and the supposed religiosity of a person as somehow sacrosanct from any state laws that prevent discrimination or bigotry. So it's very interesting.
But that's what they say. It's not technically here. Olive is actually saying it's not illegal to have a racist organization. That's true, but it's illegal to discriminate by race if you deal with the public as a business. Exactly. So you could have like your own. okay, but isn't a church by definition a business that is serving the public? Like, I think, like, I don't know.
Probably not, because they would be exclusive. So you could say if you had
right.
a synagogue, you could say, sorry, you can't come here if you're not Jewish.
Yeah.
Maybe, or you're not part of our group. I don't know. And that's why I talked about this weird amorphous line that is constantly, bleeding into one or the other of, because the religion thing in the United States is in this bizarre position of having some sort of special sanctity, but yet also at the same time is required to, follow the laws of the country. So, I mean, if you had a church that said our religion is that we're going to kill, girls.
Well, let's be careful with our language, please.
Or they're going to K girl, then I doubt that that's would stand in terms of the law, because the law is, murder is a crime against the state as well as the person. So I don't know how to answer that question, because I don't think there is a concrete, specific answer.
Right. So Ramaya and AJ, I think, have a good answer to this. They're saying, and then after we go to Susanna, Ramaya is saying racists have learned to replace whites only signs to private club signs to still only admit white folks. Nothing has changed. Yeah, actually, that's a very good, like, legal. Technically, that's a very strategic legal way around this, right? I mean, they're not illegal because they don't serve the public. It's AJ is saying, but they are also a private. Yeah, they're a private club, so the law doesn't apply to them. That makes, I guess that's how they get around it. Suze?
Rabid Atheist is saying churches are not a public business, and he's also saying it's a gray area. The government doesn't like to go after this stuff because the religious aspects of it are making it nebulous. To Rivka's point. But I also have something else I want to say. So this news article on our site was written by one of our volunteers who isn't normally involved in writing the news. And he was saying to me, Susanna, like, I want to cover this story. Can I write this story for the site? And I was like, sure. So I really thought that was cool that they took that initiative, and I want to open up this opportunity for other people. So and this is a story that's like a little bit older, but he was so passionate about it and really wanted to get this up. So I thought it'd be cool to allow other people this opportunity as well. So if you find a story that you are really passionate about, that you think that we should cover, and you're like, I want to write an article and I want to put it on Atheist Republic site, reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, or you can reach out to me via my email, which is susanna@atheistrepublic.com. So yeah.
Okay, so guys, that means that you don't get to complain about why are you covering this news, okay? Because we have provided a platform for you to be able to cover any news that you want us to cover, so that you could come and turn it into an article on our website. Like, people can leave voicemails for us, link in the description, and we turn that into a show. And people could cover news articles, and we come and highlight them here like this. So every time somebody says, like, why are you guys not covering this? You could be like, well, why are you not covering this? We are giving you our goddamn platform. Why don't you do the thing that you think needs to be done? Like, you want us to do everything? Like, these are the people that want us to, like, chew their food and put them in their mouth. Like, stop complaining and do some of that yourself. Like, we have done the gathering of the audience, and you guys could use it, and we're making it available to you. So yeah, stop complaining and do something about it yourself.
Suha very kindly put my email in the chat. So yeah, Armin put his very aggressive spin on that. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I would love the opportunity to work with more people and stuff like this. So please reach out to me when you're like, I have a good idea, and we'll cover it on the news show.
It will still be checked for sources and stuff to make sure that you're not BSing everybody. Like, just because you think, like, if you want to spread propaganda and you don't have you want to put your opinion in the format of a news, like, it's still going to be reviewed to see if it's actually a true story, right? So
you don't know who you're messing with, and that is me.
Yes.
And I am
and grammatically correct, by the way.
We also have wonderful editors on our team to help us with that. So it's less about the writing style and more about sources come correct.
Another reason for people to realize that we're doing a lot more behind the scenes than most people realize. Like, it's very interesting. People who find us on Facebook think like we're just like a Facebook page. People who will find us on YouTube think that we are just a YouTube channel. People who find us offline in our, when we do activism offline, people think like, oh, we're just like an activist group. People who get some of our books just think like, oh, we have published a few books, and they don't know about all the other things that we're doing, right? But yeah, so it's a good way to like remind people that our team is doing so many other things behind the
Yeah, I know people are like CEO of 2 people and a YouTube channel. It's like, oh, honey, you have no idea how big my team is. Like, we're just some of the few who have the privilege of being able to be as public as we are about it. Secular Rarity saying, Susanna trying to reach out to the community, and Armin is yelling at us.
You like it. Don't lie to me. You guys
That's
like
true.
it. Some of you, okay. You're all a bunch of... No, never mind.
Hey guys, if you're a fan of Blasphemy and Sexy Callie, like me, then you need to be sure to subscribe to our newsletter, link in the description below. Because if you subscribe, we will send you a free copy of our Blasphemous Art ebook. And let me tell you, it is the tastiest blasphemy that you can find anywhere available today. And we are so generous with our blasphemy that we continue to send you more blasphemy every week. So make sure to subscribe, link in the description below.